Hey Disco friends, this is Tetiana from Disco VR, and today I'll discover the new haptic vest with one surprise feature that changes the VR game. Let's jump right into it. I've spent a few weeks testing this new haptic vest from TrueGear, a Chinese company making a bold new entry into the VR accessory market with a new haptic vest for just $260 and let me tell you, this vest surprised me in ways I didn't expect. It all started when I first unboxed it. The weight was the first thing that I noticed, obviously. At about 3 pounds or 1.4 kilograms, it definitely has some weight to it, but when I put it on, the weight seems to distribute really well and it didn't drag me down or feel awkward when I was playing. It was just right. For context, it's actually lighter than its competitor, the bHaptics TactSuit Pro, which weighs over 4 pounds or 1.87 kilograms. I also appreciated how easy it was to adjust this vest. I could shorten this strap so that the vest doesn't hang too low, and I did this and it fit me perfectly now. It already feels like it was made to fit a wide range of body types. The weight definitely feels even less noticeable when you're playing. It feels sturdy without being uncomfortable. The vest includes a 10,000 mAh battery that charges fully in about 5 hours and allows over 13 hours of playtime. You activate it with a single button in the center, the reminiscent of Iron Man's arc reactor. Straightforward and satisfying. So how does it work? Well, even though it is the haptic vest, the real magic of the TrueGear vest isn't just in the haptics. Sure, it has 40 motors, 20 at the front and 20 at the back, which do their job really well. They provide vibration feedback to enhance immersion. But the unexpected twist lies in these arm bands that provide electric muscle stimulations. That's right, it kind of electrocutes you. Ow! Burning. More specifically, these modules, when attached to your arm and to your triceps, simulate muscle contractions, and that brings a whole new dimension into VR gaming. These modules connect to the vest via Bluetooth, and then they attach to the armbands magnetically. And pairing them the first time was really straightforward. You simply press the button, wait for the lights to turn blue, and then you're ready to go. And after that, the connection is automatic. The way these electric stimulations work reminds me of the OVO shirt that I tested at CES a few years back. At the time, because I was pregnant, I couldn't try the full body setup, only the sleeve module, but the sensation was very similar, like a tiny electric shock. The impulses aren't there to make you feel good, they're there to raise stakes. You don't just see yourself getting shot, you feel it. The impulses don't activate for positive actions, like healing or picking up the ammo, as I've noticed that they mainly focus on negative feedback, like when you're taking damage or if you're being eliminated. Oh my god, that's too much. It's too many bullets. At lower intensities, these shocks feel really interesting and almost playful. Ooh. But crank it up and it crosses into discomfort or even pain. Enough to make you wince. Suddenly, dodging that enemy attack or landing a headshot feels more urgent because you don't want to get zapped. This design makes the vest really unique, but the truth is, you gotta be careful with it, as this may not be for everyone. But it's definitely a super unusual and cool way to play. I have to mention the awesome way to charge them. It is brilliantly simple. The modules attach magnetically to the dedicated spots on the vest, and when you plug the vest into the USB-C cable, everything charges together, the vest and both the modules. No need for extra cables cluttering your setup. However, the magnets aren't indestructible. A couple of times I bumped into something and one of the armbands got detached. So this is not an industry-grade magnet. It's very strong, but if you bump into something, you may just knock it off and it's gonna fall off your armband. So just be mindful of that. Once everything is set up, I jumped into some of my favorite Steam VR games. Playing this is so much better this way. Oh, ow, ow. Ooh, felt nice. Faint vibrations are really subtle too. TrueGear supports lots of popular titles like Half-Life Alyx, Skyrim VR, Boneworks, Bone Lab, and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and others. The game library includes many fan favorites, but it falls short of bHaptics in terms of supported games, and the lack of standalone VR compatibility, especially for Quest users, is a major limitation. The company is working to extend its partnerships with developers because it is completely possible to make this vest compatible with standalone Quest games games, it's just that you need those partnerships to make it happen. So for now, it is best for PC VR gamers. So if you are primarily playing Steam VR games, this experience is solid. The vast motors create a convincing sense of impact, and the electric impulses elevate the immersion even more. I still remember the first time I got shocked. It is a very unusual feeling. Still, one thing worth noting is that TrueGear doesn't automatically integrate with games. You will need to download this app on your PC, and from here you will activate individual specific mods to enable the haptic feedback for each individual game. The good news is that you will only need to do it once for each game. Another cool feature is the ability to customize this feedback settings through the TrueGear app. The app lets you test and even tweak these individual feedback points for each game. For example, you can adjust the intensity of vibrations or select specific motors even to activate during certain in-game actions. So if you're someone who likes fine-tuning your experience, this feature is fantastic. On the other hand, I didn't want to mess with that. I just stuck with those default settings because they worked really well for me. But it's really cool because by testing feedback through the app, you can experience how intense some of those settings can get even before you jump into the game. These vibrations feel strong, precise, and they were quite different for every game, which is really cool. And these electric impulses added a very unique challenge. Quick tip, if the electric impulses don't feel strong enough, then you can reposition them, or you can even spray a little bit of water on your arm to improve conductivity. They even included a little spray bottle in the box for that, but I didn't need to try that because the default setup worked well for me and the impulses were really strong even without any water spraying. At $260, the TrueGear Vest is a budget-friendly alternative to the $500 bHaptics Tech Suit Pro. But the lower price comes with some compromises, major one being the lack of Quest support. But the good news is that this is temporary, and for now, the PC VR gamers looking to add a new layer of immersion without breaking the bank, it is a really good deal for the price. And the combination of haptics and electric impulses is well worth the experience, and it really offers something that you just can't find in other vests. Would I recommend it? Absolutely, but with a note. You need to study the compatibility list of over 50 PC VR games. You need to make sure that your favorite games are there, which they probably are. And you need to level your expectations for the user experience because, yeah, you do need to install those modes manually for every new game. This is still a budget option with noticeable limitations, but very cool strengths. And be ready for a few shocks, literally. Shoot, no! I will leave a link for you to check out this vest down below. I'll see you next time!